Well, good morning everybody, it's your old pal Overland Metalhead here. Hope you're all going well today. It's Saturday. It's almost lunchtime, and so I think it's about time that I get out of my Belgrade flat and go see a bit more of the town that I've not seen in a while. There are some parts of new Belgrade that I've actually never seen. Like, I've been past Hotel Yugoslavia only once, but there's also a really nice friendship park. I'm gonna go vlog today. And, I've been really wanting to vlog the fortress in Belgrade, but maybe save it for another day because it didn't turn out too well last week when I vlogged it at night. It's like, you really have to get up early because it's winter and daylight is very short. Because my phone battery is on 69%, I've actually had to buy a paper map today. Not only buy, it was provided from my host. So sometimes in life you really want to use paper maps because technology you can't always rely on. I mean, especially like when you can remember the number and address of your house, but then when your phone goes flat, you're kind of like, well, how do I get to it? You know? So anyway, coming out to like lunchtime, I feel like I had Cevapi today. And I know a really good place to get a Cevapi in Belgrade, right closer to the bridge. This part of Belgrade is the best place to get a bite. I'm not talking about McDonald's, you gotta ignore everything McDonald's. It's just all of these eateries right in this area. They are fantastic, they're good quality, good prices, delicious hot food, made ready to go. I mean, you may have to wait like 5 to 10 or 15 minutes to get your Cevapi, but it's well worth it, you know, and you'll have a tasty sandwich to walk across the bridge and enough energy for the day ahead. See, this is where you want to go if you want the best Cevapi. That's right there. It's open from 0 hours to 24 hours, 7 days a week. Come here, get your Cevapi mig, and any other hot dishes you want. You can get pancakes there. It'll take a bit of time, but who cares? You're gonna love it. Here I got it, Cevapi. There's actually a difference between Cevap and Cevapi. Cevapi are little bits of meat, and Cevap is a long piece of meat. So here I've got some onions, cabbage, spicy sauce, and that's about it. But I need to pick up a drink soon. So you see, these are some of the floating bars they have around Belgrade. Like, it's called Zappa Banka. And look, you got Blondie, some dude who doesn't really look like Frank Zappa to me. Got the mustache like, 50%. And look, the Clash, London Calling. And the nice thing about like this bridge is like you've got good sights. You can see like the fortress over there. Then there's like a palace around here, like one of the royalty like lives in. And there's church, and then that tall monument for the non-aligned movement. So we're gonna go across the bridge right now and go to Friendship Park. We should be in walking distance. Just popped into the supermarket now to get some nice coffee, something nice to drink. Just wash all that down, that Cevapi. Then I'll get on to the Friendship Park. Oh, Steve Lukather, check it out, it's also called Toto. I just had a really decent conversation with a lady in Serbian. I basically like, Zdravo, and I'm like, kako si? And she's going to say, well, very well and all. And then like, she said like, molim, like, it's like, thank you, and I'm a bit like this. What's it? Havala's thank you, so I'm like, Havala, she's like, molim. And then I'm like, ciao. That's kind of like saying goodbye and all. But it's kind of funny, I mean, because like Charles Cather, he's always like, hey, ciao, people and all. W. I'm finally across the road from Friendship Park, which I'll be getting to in the next minute or so once traffic lights are green. But actually, there's no cars, it's still red, so I'll just cross. Oh yeah, but now I can actually cross on this side of the road. See? Why is it? One thing I don't really like in Belgrade is basically the amount of time you have to wait for the red man to turn green. I mean, literally, you'd be waiting more than a minute. Like, they have counters basically saying, okay, it's 50 seconds until a green man appears, and then after 50 seconds, like, you're gonna have to wait another 50 seconds. So as I'm walking into Friendship Park, you see that really tall white monument. That was installed in like 2000 to commemorate those people killed by NATO airstrikes. Like for over like 60 plus days, NATO has bombed everywhere in Yugoslavia. All because of what was happening in freaking Kosovo. And the horrible thing was, people are still reeling in the effects of those airstrikes. Like people whose homes were like attacked, a lot of them have passed away in the last 20 or so years from cancer because of like NATO. I mean, NATO is basically, in my opinion, a heap of shit. Yep, and here it is, up close. You see, when you look at the flame, it kind of reminds you of the original Yugoslavia coat of arms after Tito came to power. Because all that was involved, as far as I remember, was a flame and a torch, and that was about it. Yeah. So if you're Serbian, please tell me what this says, and I'll give you a good thumbs up from me. Yeah. Alright. I think it was actually, this was installed during the time of Slobodan Milosevic, and then it was like vandalized after, you know, the bulldozer revolution in 2000. Now I was looking for the trees that were planted by some famous visitors to Yugoslavia in the days. So yeah, I've actually found them now. I mean, this one right here, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, he planted this tree right here. Then, as we go down here, let's see, Muhammad Daoud Khan of Afghanistan, 1961, like the king and prime minister of Afghanistan. This was his tree. And like, these trees are at least over like 50 years old. Over 50 years, I'll tell you that. So it was 1961 and the non-aligned movement happened here in Belgrade. Now the non-aligned movement was kind of like considered the third world. Not poor, but basically a difference from the first world is like Western-backed NATO, and the second world was communism and all. So you had countries like India, Indonesia, Yugoslavia, Ghana, who were like against being part of either side. They didn't just want to be neutral, they just wanted to have their own like field. That's why every few years they have a non-aligned movement. So these days, most countries in Africa are part of the non-aligned movement, and so are a few like Latin American countries like Venezuela and Cuba. Serbia and Belarus are also members, and so is like countries like, you know, Iran, Iraq, Indonesia. Yeah, just countries that don't believe in communism or Western imperialism. Marshal Josip Broz Tito of Yugoslavia planted this tree in 1961. Macarius Kippa Plantinus Asaficola. Don't know who he was from. PP. No. But I think it's a Greek or Greek Cypriot type of name. Ben Yusuf Ben Kedir from Algeria planted this tree in 1961. Algeria had been like fighting a war of independence against the French around the same time. Now this monument here, I think I've heard reports that it used to belong up there, but it was like taken down in 2000. I don't know why, or maybe it's just connected with all these trees that were planted by world leaders at the non-aligned movement in 1961. A representative from Cuba, Osvaldo Dorticos of Cuba, planted this tree in 1961. Quite surprised it wasn't like Fidel Castro or his brother Raul Castro or even Che Guevara. This tree was planted by Ibrahim Aboud of Sudan. So the interesting thing about these trees planted, like all these ones, these main ones, they were like planted in 1961, but these ones right here were planted like just 9 years ago at a recent conference, because there's like plaques there in both Cyrillic and Latin, and I've never heard of these people on the plaque. Bir Bikram Mahendra of Nepal. I'm guessing he was, I think it was the king. I could have been just the Prime Minister of Nepal, because Nepal was still a monarchy until like 2008. Saiful Islam El Hassan of Yemen, 1961. That would have at least been the Kingdom of Yemen, like that became North Yemen or Yemen Arab Republic before the unification, because at the time the Brits were still in control of South Yemen, Aden. En Nurodom Sihanouk of Cambodia. Pretty sure he was either king or prime minister, because Cambodia was a kingdom at this time. Cyril Abdullah of Congo, not DR Congo that became Zaire, just French Congo. Here's a familiar name. Julius Nyerere of Tanganyika, which became Tanzania years later. Yes, Tanzania and Zambia, they had a rail link. Well, they still do. It was built by the Chinese, so basically the Zambians could send their stuff to Tanzania and use their ports, so to avoid trading with Rhodesia and South Africa. Planted in 1983, Carlos Custins, Sir Nemeka. Never heard of this guy. So I've just wrote all the plaques along this side of the path. Now I'm going to read the plaques on this side. Gamal Abdel Nasser of the UAR, United Arab Republic, the Egyptian president who overthrew the Egyptian monarchy in the 1950s. He came here in '61 and planted a tree too. Ahmed Sukarno of Indonesia. Yes, Indonesia was a main player in the non-aligned movement, especially one that had to revolt against the Dutch to gain their independence after World War II. Mr. U Nu, President of Burma, planted a tree here in 1961. Jose Joaquim Silva of Ecuador planted this tree here in 1961. And here we are, the great Rastafarian, Haile Selassie, the Emperor of Ethiopia, and God of all Rastafarians in the world, planted this tree here in 1961. Respect, Yah. Now at the time, Sri Lanka was called Ceylon, so this tree was planted by Siramov Bandar Ake from Sri Lanka. Well, actually, Ceylon didn't become Sri Lanka until I think the 1970s at least. Modibo Keita of Mali. Mali had just gained independence from the French a year prior to that. Aden Abdullah Osman of Somalia, also a year after Somalia gained independence from the Italian and then the British. Telemann Valorde of Bolivia planted this tree here in 1961. Seb Salam of Libya planted a tree here in 1961. Dr. Hashim Jawad of Iraq came here in 1961, so this was after the Iraqi monarchy was overthrown in 1958. Habib Bourguiba of Tunis planted a tree here, actually 3rd of the night, 1961. Ibrahim Souaya from Saudi Arabia planted a tree here in 1961. American William Douglas planted a tree here in 1962. I got no idea who William Douglas was. German Tito, SSSR, I'm guessing it's like Soviet Union, planted a tree here in 1962. Urho Kenonen of Finland, 1963. Right here, I think this is from Mexico, Lopez Mateos, 1963. Then we go across here. It seems like these trees have a bit died off. Oh yes, Dr. Kenneth Kanu, the first president of Zambia, 1970. Zambia always had a special relations with Yugoslavia back in the day, in the fight against apartheid in South Africa. William Tuverman of Liberia, 1963. Ahmed Ben Bella of Algeria, 1964. Joseph Klaus of Austria, 1965. Georgiu Dez from Romania, 1963. Joseph Cyranicki of Poland, 1965. Across here, we've got another one from Poland. Władysław Gomułka of Poland. And we've got another one from India. Dr. Sarvapalina, 65. Another one from India in 63. Let's see, Belgium. Then this person, 1973. Here from Holland. I think it's like Queen Juliana planted this one in 1972. So I mean, if there's royals here, I'm guessing Queen Elizabeth II might have planted a tree in this park. Edvia Gierskek of Poland, 1973. And we have an Austrian, French, Jonas of 1968. Okay, who is this guy? Another Mexican in 1974. And someone from the Soviet Union, Alexei Kosing, 1973. We have another India, 1972. Never heard of this person. Yeah, so another Indian one here. Farah Ali Ahmed from India, 1975. Willie Brandt, Sue Nemeka. And we've got Uni Win from Burma, now called Myanmar, 1974. Jose Figueroa from Costa Rica. Yes, I guess with a C becomes a K in like Serbian, 1974. Now, going across here, we have Pham Van Dong from Yevgeny, like Vietnam, so 74, so that was like before the Vietnam War ended. Another one here, from North Vietnam, like Nguyen Nhu Tho Judzini Vietnam, so you say it in Serbian. Then we got like little trees right here that I guess have been planted, well, less than 50 years ago. Oh yes, Queen Elizabeth II of England planted this tree here in 1972. This tree is like 48 years old. It hasn't grown much in that time frame, you know. And then Eli Hadji Omar from Bongo of Gabon, who stayed in power, is like the second Gabonese president, died like about 15 years ago. Planted this tree here. And who else is here? We've got Julimanging Gerenbul from Mongolia. Plants this tree here in 74. Gerald Ford from America, the American president, plants this tree here in 1975. Leopold Senegal of Senegal, yes, first person of Senegal, plants this tree in 1975. He died about like 20 years ago, remember? Let's see. Now, who else has been planting trees in this area? Yes, someone I remember. Mohammed Hosniak Mubarak planted a tree here in 1982, but it seems like it's been taken away. I don't know why. Then we got Mengi Ugusti Haile Mariam of Ethiopia, who was overthrown in 1991 and is actually hiding in Zimbabwe. That's what I've heard. Yeah. So that's like post Haile Selassie, Ethiopia. Here, Mr. Robert Gabriel Mugabe planted this tree in 1981. God bless him, Robert Mugabe. He was a devout Catholic, and he got rid of the Rhodesians. He wiped Rhodesia off the map and put Zimbabwe. And I can't condemn his actions against white people for what happened to them, but, you know, basically, if you're a white person, you come to Africa and you screw around with the black Africans, the Arab Africans, you're going to get your ass kicked in severely. Muhammad Zia ul Haq of Pakistan plants this tree in 1982. And see, oh yes, there's more blocks over here, and here, and here, and over here. Faiza Abdul Ananga of the Arab Republic of Egypt planted a tree here 2010. See, there's a recent tree right here, I'm looking at. Then, across here, we got one that was planted from Ivo Jusovic, I guess like Serbian president or prime minister. He planted this one like 10 years ago. It's grown up a lot. And who else we have down here? Yes, we have the Austrian, like Renat Blorner, planted a tree here, 2010. Let's see, Caravan Brastov Jis, probably something to do with from Zagreb to Belgrade. Danish delegation, the host country of the 4th Ministerial Conference in 1998. Now, in this part of the park, we're going to find trees were planted in 1974. This guy was from Cambodia, but I don't think it was like from Pol Pot's Cambodia, because Khmer Rouge actually came into power like 1975, under the Vietnam War. Gorbachev, Mikhail Gorbachev, 1988, yes, tear down this wall. Yes. Then I got the Queen of Denmark, Margaret, who planted this tree in 1977, so a couple of years after her. No, wait, let me think. A few years before she became like Queen of Denmark. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Helmut Schmidt, Snir Nemaka, Snir. Heard of him? Let's see, Leonard Ildik, Bears of the Soviet Union. Well, there's a few more plaques here and here. I'll see if they. Yes, Carl the 16th Gustav of Sweden, King of Sweden, planted this tree here in 1978, 42 years ago. And then, yes, Julius. This man here from Tanzania planted another tree, which we've already visited just a while ago. And Mohammed Nimri, President of Sudan, planted a tree here in 1970 after basically Sudan had became an Arab republic. Czechoslovakia, I think, yeah. Husak, President Husak of Czechoslovakia, so from Czechoslovakia, planted a tree here. Then, oh wait, I should check this one out over here. Yes, there's actually a few more. Oh yes, Muammar Gaddafi planted a tree here in Libya, and like I think that one in 1973, 4 years after he came into power. And the president of Portugal, first one like democratically elected after the whole coup in 74, 75, Centenos Ramon Inez in 1979 planted a tree here. Romanian Manu Manasuku 1975 planted a tree. Congo, Congolese president Mirin Ngulabi 1975. I think that's when Congo was actually communist at the time. Oh yeah, these small ones look recent, I think. Oh, another plant by Richard Nixon of America, 1970. Oh, Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, 1975. And the Japanese ambassador Hidemichi Kira planted a tree here in 1974. Yes. So I think I've covered a lot in trees. As far as I'm concerned, people like Thomas Sankara and all these big names you can think about of socialism and communism and anti-imperialism, even like Yasser Arafat, they've planted the trees there. So literally, I kind of think everybody who was at Joseph Broz Tito's funeral in 1980 has literally planted a tree in this park in their lifetime. And we got something happening in 1948 in this monument. Something to commemorate like the end of World War II. Or something that happened in Yugoslavia just after World War II. I'm not too sure about this one. See, I might not be far from the banks of the river, but I can actually see the Victory Column up there at the fortress. And all the way here. Not far from Victory Park. So anyway, I'm going to leave behind Victoria Park now. Sorry. So anyway, I'm going to leave behind Friendship Park now and try to find something else here in Novi Belgrade. I hope you enjoyed this look around the park, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.